Hey everybody, welcome back to Nurse in the City. Thanks for joining me. First of all, I need to shout out my 20 whole subscribers because I can't believe it. Like, I have 20 subscribers. That's dope. Like, I didn't think I would have any, really. Like, people really watched my video and said, I want to see more. So thank you. Shout out to you guys. I really, really appreciate it. So today I am giving you a quick update, as quick as I can, on my LPN journey. My first video was before I even started my first LPN class, so I had no idea what I was talking about. But now it's an 18-month program and I have about 4 or 5 months left. So I'm in the home stretch right now. I've been through, a lot of classes, clinicals and stuff, so I can give you more information now. So first, let me tell you how, the structure of the program. It's an 18-month program. It's located in New York City. It has 2 levels. You start with level 1, you finish with level 2. The levels are broken down. Actually, they're divided by the summertime. So I started in October. Back then, went until the summer. We got 3 months off for summer, and that's probably also why the program is 18 months as opposed to a year. I know a lot of programs are just a year, but this is perfect for me. It's 3 days a week, 2 days during the week. They're night classes from about 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then we have a class on Saturday morning from around 8 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m. On Saturday also, we rotate with clinicals, so sometimes we might have class on Saturday, and then sometimes we might have clinicals on Saturday. Clinical, as you know, is required for your NCLEX, I'm at work, I'm sitting in front of a computer. Your NCLEX, to sit for the NCLEX, you need a certain amount of clinical hours in your program to do that. So clinical is when you go to a hospital or nursing home. We went to both, and you get your hands-on experience. So we have about 2 tests per week. So it's a lot. It's back to back. It's constant, okay, boom, 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 move on to the next subject, boom, boom, boom. How the class is broken down, it's modules. It's subjects. So we'll do pediatrics, we'll do AMP1, AMP2, MedSurg 1, MedSurg 2. And within each of those subjects, we have about, it depends how long the subject is, 10, 11, 12 exams in that one subject. And you have to get over a 75 average on the exams to move on to the next module, basically to stay in the class. So if you don't get over a 75, there might be a little safety net that you can do to stay. But yeah, you have to make sure your average is over a 75 to move on to the next thing and to stay in class. So when I first started, there was probably about, I want to say maybe 22 to 23 people. At this point, we only have 16 people, women in our class. We're all women. And yeah, that's about it. I hope that everybody goes strong, including me, and finishes out the program. Something that I saw in a lot of YouTube videos, because before I started, I was like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? I watched a lot of other aspiring nurses and LPNs, and they were saying that when you get to class, try to pick out a few study partners. And I was like, whatever, I'm pretty independent. I'm not gonna need study partners. You're gonna need study partners. I have 2 girls in my class that I basically depend on. If you miss a class or if you miss something in class, they got it, they wrote it down, they come over to my place before we have an exam and we go through everything. And it is actually very, very helpful because everything is crammed into such a short amount of time that you're not going to be able to catch everything on your own. So make sure, take your time and see and get those study partners, build a good relationship. It's also good to build relationships because you're going to need connections in the real world after, you're done with your program and you want to get jobs. Like, you need those connections. So I also wanted to tell you guys about clinical. We had it in level 1 and level 2. In level 1, we had we did it in a nursing home. And level 2 now, we're doing it in a hospital. In the nursing home where we started with like total care. So say we were assigned like 2 students, depending on your experience, because a lot of the students in my class actually are already like CNAs or they have some type of like medical job. I don't have a medical job, so I always had to be paired with somebody. I'm in the design field, so I have no medical experience at all. But you have like 2 students to a patient, and that would basically be your patient for the day. You would do total care, like, make sure they were nice and fresh and clean. If they needed help changing, their clothes or whatever. Honestly, I wasn't the best at this. I was very, very timid. That's why I had to be paired with somebody that was already a CNA, because I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. But it was a good experience. I liked spending time with the patients and talking to them, and I don't know, it was cool, it was fun. Some of them were not all there, but it was actually still like a really dope experience. So that's what we did for the first half. And also you have to administer medication under the care of your clinical supervisor. So I did get to hand out some medications. Up here in New York, I think that's like the primary role of LPNs. They do a lot of medication distribution. So I did that. I gave some medications. I gave a subcutaneous medication also. That was really cool. So yeah, that's the clinical experience in the nursing home. And then in the hospital, it's different. So you have different sectors of the hospital that you can be assigned to. So you have the ER, you have hemodialysis, intensive care unit, critical care unit, the heart unit, pediatrics, burn unit, and you rotate around it. So every time you should be able to do something new. So far I've been to the ER and I've been on the floors, like the post-op floors. So that was really cool too, because you get to see what you like, what you don't like, and the different roles there are in the hospital. So ER I really, really enjoyed, because like I said, I don't have any medical experience, so I got to do a lot of vital signs, which to some people it's like it's just vital signs, but to me I really like interacting with patients. So when they came in, I got to ask them what's going on, take their blood pressure, temperature, pulse, oxygen on the finger. I got to see everybody that was coming into the hospital, so that was really cool. That was the ER. And then yesterday actually was my first time on the floor, on the post-op floor, which is like post-operations after they had their surgeries or whatever. So I followed a nurse around with her rounds, and it was actually pretty crazy. She had maybe 5 patients, but she was nonstop everywhere with her little cart with the computer, with the medications underneath everywhere. Like, it was a lot. It doesn't seem like, it's like, okay, you only have, they're all in bed or whatever, but it's a lot. You have to do medications at certain times. You have like a certain time frame. If they can request, like 2 patients requested pain medication. Another patient, she wanted me to feed her a banana. She was perfectly capable of feeding herself the banana, but like she saw a fresh face and she was like, yeah, can you feed me this banana? They need, they check wounds, and they do a lot. So I got to see a lot. Next time I get to pick where I want to go, because I guess people don't really like going on the floor. So since I got the floor, I get to pick next time. And I think I probably want to do the burn unit just to get it out of the way. I don't know why everybody in my class, like, they want to go to the burn unit. I don't necessarily want to, but I want to see what it's all about. I want to see what the hype is about. I guess it's like, deep wounds, and people will like to see that stuff. I'm not really like a big fan of that, but I'm going to do it and get it out of the way and just see what it's like to make sure I get that experience in. One thing that I did notice about being in the hospital, especially my first time when I was in the ER, a lot of the nurses were like, oh, you're in the LPN program. They were like, basically their attitude towards it was like, okay, that's cute, but you're going for your RN, right? And yes, I am. I do plan on going for my RN, but I was a little taken aback, like, damn, like they think it's just nothing, and it's not. Like, this program is pretty intense. Don't be fooled, and don't let anyone try to like downplay what you're doing and your experience and everything, because it's a lot. So that was a little weird for me. I'm like, yeah, like I'm in the LPN program. Yeah, I'm getting my RN, but I'm doing LPN right now. Like, it's not just a walk in a park. So that was interesting to see off the bat how people kind of view LPNs in the hospital already. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there. So yeah, this was basically an overview of my time in my LPN program so far. If you would like me to focus on something specific, just let me know down in the comments. And if you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and let me know if you want me to cover anything else. Thanks for watching. Bye.